Up on Wake Up NonStop Local, paying the price. Convicted quadruple murderer Brian Kohberger ordered to pay more restitution. How much the victims' families will receive coming up.
Also this morning, wicked confrontation. A fan rushes Ariana Grande at a movie premiere. How her co-star stepped in.
Plus, I'm tracking some wet and windy weather, how long it's going to last, into what could potentially be your weekend plans ahead.
And hit the road, Zags. Gonzaga ready to play outside of Spokane city limits for the first time this season.
We've got the devil in the details ahead of tonight's matchup against the Sun Devils. It's all right now on Wake Up NonStop Local.
Wake up, you gotta rise to the sun, and here it comes, it's time to make the best of what you got to give. It's all about rising, and I wanna be there.
Here's a live look from the Arizona State University campus in Tempe, Arizona, where the Gonzaga men's basketball team will take the show on the road tonight against the ASU Sun Devils. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kalai Chalk.
And I'm Sam Adams. All right, Gonzaga 3-0. They're moving up in the national rankings. ASU also undefeated at this point. The two, you may remember, played each other last year for the first time ever. The Zags won that game here in Spokane, 88-80.
Okay, it should be a good game. Tip-off is at 8 o'clock tonight, and we'll have more on that game coming up later in the show. For now, though, let's get a look at that forecast.
All right, Jenny, what do you have in store for us on this Friday?
Well, guys, it's going to be nice watching some basketball on TV, indoor type of weather here for sure. I'm tracking some wet and windy conditions. We saw rain showers pull through late last night and are starting to taper off, at least for now, but it's leaving behind some wet pavement and mostly cloudy skies. Our winds are also a bit breezy here, coming from the southwest at 15 to 19 miles per hour sustained, and we are going to watch for these winds to remain elevated here all the way into this evening. Our start time temperatures, though, are mild, in that we're waking up to conditions that are above freezing, well above freezing, upper 40s right now across Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, Pullman, and Chewelah. Mostly cloudy skies as we're getting a break from some of that active rainfall, at least for now. Other start time temperatures, low 50s across the Tri-Cities and into the LC Valley, with some mid 40s back toward Moses Lake, as well as up into parts of the Okanagan Valley. Now, we are going to prepare to see more rounds of rain here moving through. The full timing of that and how it could impact your weekend in 10 minutes. Sam Clay.
All right, Jenny, thank you. New developments right now in the Moscow murders, where convicted murderer Brian Kohberger will now have to pay additional compensation to the families of the victims.
Judge Stephen Hippler is ordering Kohberger to pay an additional $3,000 in restitution to help cover funeral expenses. That money will be divided between the Gonzalez and Laramie families. While Kohberger's attorneys argued that he doesn't have the ability to pay, Judge Hippler ruled that that wouldn't be considered, citing the donations that he's received while incarcerated. A wrongful death lawsuit has been filed in King County Superior Court relating to the 2023 suicide of Washington State University student Luke Tyler. The suit says that Tyler was prescribed antidepressants by the telehealth company Hims & Hers Incorporated, despite the disclosure of undiagnosed depression.
The medicine is also known to increase the risk of suicidal thoughts. The suit alleging that his dosage was doubled a month after he first was prescribed that medication. Now, Tyler was pledging WSU chapter of Theta Chi at the time. His parents say that he was also being hazed, which had a significant impact on his mental health. Tyler was found dead in his dorm room from a combination of alcohol and the medication.
His parents allege that the company overprescribed their son in a reckless and unsafe way while violating state law. New information this morning on the Spokane Police Department's request to buy a device known as a sound cannon. According to the Spokesman Review, the decision to make the purchase has been deferred indefinitely.
Comes after backlash from Monday night's City Council meeting. According to the council's agenda, these devices that you can see here can be used for public safety communication and emergency response. Spokane police are looking to purchase 2 of these devices as a total of about $88,000.
Now, the assistant chief of police told the city council that they want community support. But during public comment, several people voiced disapproval, noting their use in protests around the country, which led to symptoms like disorientation, nausea, migraines, and even permanent hearing loss in some situations.
Council member Jonathan Bingle, though, disagrees and says people opposing these devices have a bias against police and are misrepresenting how SPD wants to use them.
Because it's not serious opposition coming from the communists and the socialists. It's just not. They just hate the cops.
Some of y'all have said, like, oh, it's going to be used for fire evacuations. Like, No, they want to use that with force. They want to use that like as violently as possible.
Now, according to the manufacturer, communication can reach more than 1,800 yards away. That's the length of 6 football fields. The device has a high-frequency alert tone that was banned in Spokane in 2020. It's not listed on any public city council agendas for the next 2 weeks. We are following breaking news from overnight, where Ukraine's president is now calling an overnight attack on the capital city of Kyiv a calculated attack designed to hurt and kill civilians.
Now, this is new video into the newsroom showing Russian missiles falling on the city. At least 4 people were killed and dozens of others are injured from the attack.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says Russian forces used 430 of these drones and 18 missiles, making this one of the largest attacks on the capital during the war so far. Tracking the latest as the federal government now grinds back into gear. Back pay expected to roll out this weekend through early next week for furloughed and essential workers who have not been paid since they're seeing their last paycheck. That was back in October at the start of that 43-day-long shutdown. That includes staffers inside air traffic control towers.
And we did just check this morning. 6 flights to and from Spokane have been canceled. Major airlines say they're ready to ramp their schedules back up, but the Federal Aviation Administration is continuing its 6% flight reduction through the weekend. Meantime, DHS Secretary Christine Noem has announced some TSA employees will receive a $10,000 bonus check for working through the shutdown.
But also they're going to get a bonus check for stepping up, taking on extra shifts, for showing up each and every day, for serving the American people, and taking seriously the mission that the Department of Homeland Security takes seriously and that they take seriously every single day.
Meantime, millions of Americans still waiting for their full SNAP benefits to come back. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins says she hopes most will receive them by Monday next week. Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman is in the hospital this morning after a fall while out on a walk. After an examination, it was determined that he had a heart condition that caused him to become lightheaded, leading to the fall.
Fetterman is undergoing observation and doing well. He has thanked EMTs, doctors, and nurses who are providing his care. Oakland police are searching for the person who shot the athletic director at Laney College, John Beam.
He's in critical condition this morning. Netflix viewers know him best as the coach of the Laney football team from the documentary series Last Chance U. The shooting happened just before noon yesterday at the Laney College Fieldhouse. Family members, players, and law enforcement arriving at Highland Hospital last night to visit the longtime coach and athletic director, a staple in the Bay Area sports community for more than 40 years.
They recruited all of us to come and play at Laney and stuff to give us another opportunity to play football.
What happened? And that's the question that I have now.
And the suspected shooter fled the scene and remains at large, according to Oakland police. Caught on camera, emergency crews in Utah lifting this base jumper from the side of a cliff Wednesday. The Grand County Sheriff's Office sharing this video.
Now, first responders worked for 2 hours to reach him. He was taken to the hospital to be checked out. Officials say he's now in stable condition with non-life-threatening injuries. The Washington State Department of Transportation says construction on the I-90 overpass near Cle Elum will start by the end of the month. It's the overpass that was damaged when a semi-truck hit it in October and then was partially demolished by the DOT.
Construction will lead to some intermittent closures that include short-term full closures of westbound I-90. The dates of these closures have not yet been released. We'll bring you an update as soon as we find out. 3 Chinese astronauts back home on Earth this morning after damage to their return vessel delayed that return by more than a week. The crew was supposed to come home last Wednesday, but space debris hit windows on their spacecraft, causing small cracks and rendering it unsafe.
They ended up using the vessel that the crew replacing them arrived in. The station has been manned since the 1990s, with crews rotating every 6 months.
All right, here on Earth, meantime, the characters of Disney ready to take to the ice at the Spokane Arena this weekend.
NonStop Locals' Noah Bolter is live now with some of the performers.
Well, Sam Klein, not only are we live with some of the performers here, we have Nina and Nick, but in a minute, they're going to show us some of the performances that they'll be doing over the weekend. So, Nina, let's start with you. Before we get to some of the tricks, what are people walking into this weekend?
So on Disney on Ice, we combine the acting from the movies, with some figure skating tricks that might be more unusual to see, especially for the Disney characters to do. And we tell 5 stories this year. You can also see so many different tricks. We have aerial tricks, which are like circus elements, which we do in skates. So we have aerial hoop, these metal rings that go up in the air, and the daughters of Triton, the mermaids, swim in them, but they actually do some really impressive things.
My goodness, I think I'm sweating already. That sounds like a hard workout. Nick, can we talk to you about some of those tricks that she was highlighting? What's the variety of the acrobatics that people will watch?
Absolutely. So like Nina was saying, there are a lot of circus elements that we incorporate into the show, especially acrobatic elements. And then in addition to that, we have extreme rampers. These guys, they're so crazy talented. They launch themselves up off a ramp, flip over each other. They're getting over 10 feet in the air. It's phenomenal. And then on top of that, you're also getting all of these like classic figure skating tricks that everybody knows and loves. So.
Well, and Nina, so you two you're about to show us something that you'll be doing tonight, tomorrow, Sunday. What is it?
So it's a pair lift called a step up.
You make it sound so simple, but let's see what you got here, folks. So Nina and Nick, and they're getting set up. They're going to be doing this all weekend. Oh, my goodness, just make it look so easy. Holy cow. And it looks, he's not barely even shaking. The amount of balance that takes to hold up there. And we got to go, I got to see, because you, young man, are you breathing hard at all?
Very relaxed. Very demure.
Is light work, a little warm-up?
Correct.
Okay, for anybody who wants to see some of those light work warm-ups this weekend, you can head to our website right now, nonstoplocal.com, under the Spokane/Idaho News tab. That's where we have information about those $30 plus tickets and how you can get them. Live in Spokane, Noah Bolter, Nonstop Local.
All right, showtime is tonight through the weekend. Noah, thank you. Caught on camera, a disturbing incident. This happened at the premiere of the new Wicked movie in Singapore. A fan jumped a barrier and charged Ariana Grande. Her co-star Cynthia Erivo quickly stepped in.
And that's what has everyone talking. News outlets are also talking about the fan who approached her, saying he's a social media personality who posts about rushing stages and sporting events. He was arrested and released shortly after.
But this is definitely the talk of the internet right now, as just seeing Cynthia Erivo first to the scene right there.
Yeah.
Like
it kicks in, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And like you see the interviews of these two and how close they say they are. They hold hands during the interviews. And then like you see that and you're like, oh, they're telling the truth. Like that's her ride or die.
Yes.
Yeah, I got your back. Yeah. Fight or flight. She was ready not to fly.
That's true.
All right, more to come here on Wake Up Nonstop Local, including what's going on in town this weekend.
Yep, the Spokane Symphony is opening and it is going back to the 80s to be precise. We've got everything you need to know for the weekend.
Plus, a look at your weekend forecast. Cloudy for now, but we are going to watch for some rounds of wet and windy weather moving forward.